Hi everybody and welcome to Autograph, which reveals the lifestyle of your favorite people. Today with me is a young lady who is one of the biggest inspirations or biggest youthful inspirations when it comes to acting and also radio and television. Well, her career started on a very humble note when it comes to acting from the stables of Sparrow Productions, who are known for making use of very unknown talents. And she's gone on over the years to become someone very impressive in the media landscape. She happens to be the host of Tales from the Powder Room on GH1 television and is a long-time host of the Miss Malaika beauty pageant reality show, as well as the main event itself. She's also an actress and a broadcaster on radio as well, hosting The Zone on Accra-based Star 103.5 FM. I'll be introducing my guest to you very shortly. She has a very interesting story to tell about how she got into acting and, of course, how she even entered her marriage. Well, is it the regular proposal? Is it, something unusual? We'll get to see all of that, and that's the reason why you have to stay here on Autograph on the Joy Prime channel on Multi TV. My name is Nathaniel Attoh. We begin very shortly. Thank you very much for staying with us here on Autograph. And like we always do over here, it's your favorite people. Well, here in my company is one person I've already introduced to you. I'm sure you're wondering, what's she looking like? She's looking very good. Naa Ashorkor, thank you very much for joining us here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I like what you're wearing. You look good.
Thank you.
Now, who made them?
Pistis.
Pistis? Oh, Pistis.
Yes.
I worked with Pistis before.
Oh, I see.
I see. So what do you do? Do you draw the concepts for her?
No, not at all.
She just looks at you and she just does something.
She just makes me great stuff. I do no contribution whatsoever to the design.
I see.
Nothing.
I see.
I
Are these part of your
well.
favorite colors? Dark blue and a bit of...
I'm absolutely not a pink girl.
You're
I think
not?
this is the only pink thing I own.
I see.
Yes.
What's your favorite color anyway?
Well, my favorite color is black, but my mom says that's not right. So these days it's red.
Do you agree with her?
Well, she's superstitious.
Okay. Are you superstitious?
I'm not.
You're not. Have you ever had the opportunity or the instance where you say, okay, this time around, let me just push back my, my disbelief in superstition and let me...
I'm not superstitious. I've never been. I don't believe in superstition and all of that.
Okay, so we're sitting here and a black cat just came and crossed from nowhere.
It'll probably just be a black cat.
A black cat.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever see yourself, doing all of this from the time you were growing up?
No.
Did you ever project to become a broadcaster and actress at the same time? Broadcaster, TV, radio, and an actress at the same time?
No, that was never the plan. I had dreams of being a newscaster, though, on TV.
Okay. Why? What was the inspiration?
Because they seem like the people that everyone stopped to watch and listen to.
I see.
During the day at home, we all watched TV at different times. But when it was 6 o'clock and it was time for the news, we all stopped everything we were doing and sat in front of the TV and listened to whatever the newscaster had to say. Amongst other things, newscasters seemed extremely smart. Those days, I used to think that they used to say everything they said from,
extempore, from the top of their heads.
From the top of their heads. I didn't know there was an auto cue and all of that. So things like that made me feel like, who are these people? Why do they know so much? How are they able to speak so perfectly in 1 hour, never make a mistake? And we stop to listen and watch them. I think I'd like to be that person one day. But it wasn't the plan. It was a dream. It was something, like a little girl's dream.
I see.
I never thought it would ever come to pass. So
the mention of your colors and your dislike, if I may put it that way, for pink just makes me wonder the kind of little girl you were,
When I was a child, my favorite color was blue because everything my mom bought me was blue.
Why?
She just bought me blue stuff. All my clothes were blue. I have 3 other siblings, and my mom always bought us similar clothes. So she chose a color for
girls,
everyone.
boys?
With 4 girls.
4 girls, wow.
Yes. So she'd buy red for my big sister, blue for me, purple for the one after me, and yellow for the last one. Wow. So we just grew up. I was a blue girl. All my clothes were blue. All the clothes that were blue in the house belonged to me. So growing up, I was not a pink girl. I've never been a pink girly girl. I've never been a girly girl, nice bow ties.
So you were a tomboy?
I wasn't a tomboy. I think I was just... I don't know the kind of child I was, but I disliked pink. I didn't like the girly cartoons like Powerpuff Girls.
Did you like to play sport, for instance?
No. I liked crossword puzzles. I liked, what do you call the other puzzle? You know, the fix-it puzzles.
Okay.
Those ones. If I watched cartoons, I would watch Cow and Chicken and Ed, Ed and Eddie and SpongeBob rather than Powerpuff Girls or Dexter and Dee Dee and, you know.
Yeah, I always remember Dexter and Dee Dee.
Yeah.
I see. All right, so describe the scene in your home. I mean, between the ages of, let's say, 5 and 10. I mean,
do I remember?
Girls.
Well, there was and still is a lot of noise in my home. Girls talk a lot. And we were 5 girls in the house.
A lot of gossip, I can imagine.
A lot of fighting more than gossip.
Wow, fighting about what and what?
Everything and nothing. My mom brings 4 bed sheets and we all have to choose one. And my sister picks one and everyone feels, well, she picked first, so she takes the nicest one.
What number are you anyway?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
We fought
so
about
there was always
everything.
the power struggle.
We fought about food. We fought about cutlery. We fought about what to watch on TV. We fought about people being late all the time. My elder sister is always late. And we had to go to church, to school, and everywhere together. She was always late. We fought about that. We fought about the fact that my mom gave one person more attention than the other. We fought about who to go with my mom to Makola. My mom is a Makola woman.
She's a trader.
She's a trader.
I see.
So we went with her to the shop sometimes. And growing up, it was a huge privilege to go with mommy to Makola. Because we never went out. We were always either at home or at church or in school. So,
even at the point where you were 18, getting towards 20?
Yes, I think that's why up till now I still don't really fancy going out. Up till now I'm still a very, very homey home girl. I'm always at home or working. I find it difficult to dress up and go out.
I see. So on a day when you want to, do something out of the ordinary, that's not the Naa Ashorkor, and you'd have to go out, what would you choose out of all of the options that
I think I'll go out of town.
Out of town. What
Yes.
kind of location are we looking at?
Well, if we can go outside of the country, we'll probably go to Attoh or
Waterfront.
somewhere. Yeah, somewhere where there's water and some peace and quiet.
What is it about the water? What does it do to you?
You know, when I was in secondary school, I used to handle and take care of the aquarium in the science lab, the biology lab. At first, it was just something I did because, every post that you're given in school is a big deal. So I'm the one who takes care of the aquarium, and that was it. I was excited about it. But over time, I realized that looking at a fish in the aquarium brings you some peace. There's something about it that just calms your soul. And that's what water does for me.
I see.
The sound of water is very refreshing.
I see.
And to see so much water, I don't swim though, that's the sad part. But to see so much water...
It's not too late to learn, is it?
It's not. It's something I need to learn how to learn soon. And I will. But water just brings me peace.
Wow. Interesting. Now, if, people look at you now, and I'll describe you as a very youthful inspiration for people who want to do the silver screens, people who want to do a bit of broadcasting as well. Now, I'm interested in the bit where you got your break from Shirley Frimpong Manso's Life and Living It.
Perfect picture.
Perfect picture. I know that before that you had gotten the opportunity to do a few local productions with the National Film and Television Institute.
Yes.
But where was the meeting? How did you meet Shirley and how did you land that role?
It was sort of by accident. I was at GIG at the time, and a friend of mine had always wanted to be an actor. He just went on and on and on about it. And so he heard about this big audition.
Did you want to be an actress?
No.
No?
No.
I see.
I'd never thought about it.
I see.
So he heard about this big audition and said he was going to attend. And he asked me to come with him. So I went with him to give him vim, for the audition. And while we were there, I saw so many ladies, young, very young ladies, and some people I knew from secondary school and from, the hood. And they were all going to try out. And so I asked, do you have to pay to audition? And I said, no. Do I have to pick a form or something? Do I need to bring a picture? They said, no. You just need to come in and audition. I thought, maybe I'll give it a shot, among other things, because there were some stars on the judging panel, like Chris Attoh. And at that time, he was hosting Mentor on TV3, and everybody loved Chris on TV. I thought, well, it's a fine opportunity to see Chris and see the lady who does Miss Ghana. So I decided to go in and try out. Yes.
Then, okay.
Then. And she was previously on Heart to Heart on TV. So there were some famous people in there. So I decided to just go in and see them and try out. And that's what I did.
So your acting career started as a joke?
Yeah, I was just going in there to do some.
Wow.
And then...
What were you told to do when you got in there?
I was given a script to read.
So you just read it?
To act, yeah.
Did you do you remember putting in any extra effort or?
I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember what kind of script it was and what kind of scenario it was?
I don't recall, but then there was a co-actor in there we were supposed to read with. And they didn't give us the scripts ahead of time. They gave it to us when we entered and we weren't given an opportunity to read over.
Were you tensed?
I was. There was a camera and light. I had never seen those.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
I
so,
see.
And then the panel was behind the camera and I was very intimidated by them.
What exactly made them intimidate you aside the fact that they were big brand
Because they
names?
were judging me.
Okay.
You know, there's something.
Do you remember the looks on their faces and their
flat,
mannerisms?
Extremely flat. No smiling or nice.
So Chris disappointed you, didn't he? No smiles. You were expecting
I didn't look at him.
You didn't look at him?
No.
Did you look at Shirley?
Yes.
You did?
Because she was speaking.
I see.
Yes.
So flat, straight face.
Very flat, not smiling, not being nice. No, absolutely not nice.
So did you say anything to yourself, like unconsciously?
No.
After you had met?
Point is, because it wasn't... Oh, after I had met them?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I mean, just before you were given the scripts.
I thought, okay, you're here, just be great. I had previously heard about auditions and how they go. I had attended one for a commercial before, and it was with Ramesh.
Yeah.
He's nice, you know, and tells you, you know what, smile. You know what,
do that.
Yes. So I was expecting something like that. But what I experienced was absolutely different. And so I just immediately said to myself, you know what, be great. Just try to be great here now.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about the announcement of your opportunity to you. How was it done?
Well, I didn't hear from them in after a month or so. So I knew...
So you had given up?
I wasn't even thinking about it.
I see.
And I was more concerned about my friend, the one who actually went there to do this. So we just kept checking in on him. Hey, have they called you? Have they called you? Have they called you? And it was a no. And then one day they called me and said, hey, we have a film that we'll choose in the future. It's called Perfect Picture. And there's a character in the film that we think you fit perfectly. We had been wondering who to cast for that character. And after meeting you, we think we would like you to play that role. But we're not shooting it now. We'll shoot it later. But before then, would you like to star in Scorned? We are going to shoot that now. We'd like you to play supporting role to Kwame Sefakai. I'm like, who? Kwame Sefakai only takes two. The Kwame Sefakai himself. Yeah, I would like to. So I came in, and then that was the beginning.
Wow. Interesting. Now, tell me about that friend of yours and what happened to him.
He didn't get the role.
Where is he now?
I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know.
You remember the last time you saw him?
No. I think the last time I saw him was in school. Was in GIJ.
I see.
After that, I haven't seen him.
I see. So someone's, dream more or less sipped into yours, your unconscious dream, and it's done it for you. Wow. Now, you find yourself in broadcasting and in film and television film. Do you see yourself getting to the point where you may have to just choose one and just drop one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't like to limit myself.
All right.
And I absolutely like to explore. That's how come I'm even doing radio now. I never thought about it. I never thought I could do it. I never thought I will have fun doing it.
What's the backstory with radio as well? Yeah.
Well then, it seems so long, but when I was in SHS, every time I came home for vacation, I'll call into the drive time. I was a serial caller. I'll call into the drive time and give some whack opinion on whatever he's discussing.
Good.
All the time. I remember I used to call Joy FM 7011-454. I used to call all the time.
Interesting.
So I know Bolore from Joy FM. So I was home one day and I saw in the papers that Bolore joined Star FM. And then I read the story and thought, Star FM? Who is Star FM? So I called him. I hadn't spoken to Bolore in about 6 years or 7 years.
Wow.
But like the last time I spoke to Bolore was during some naming ceremony of Stacey Amwating and Ochami Kofi's baby while I worked at TV Africa, and we all went for the naming ceremony. I was doing Sound Splash and I was doing music at the time, a long time ago. So I called him, I was like, hey you, what's up? I was like, hey, I heard you're going to a new station called Star FM. I'd like to come. He said, really? He laughed and said, let's talk later. And then he cut the call, and it was like a joke to him, I think. I didn't hear from him again. And then he called me much later and said, hey, Naa, come, let's talk. I was braiding my hair at the salon at the time. I stopped. Half of my hair was done.
So half was done. But it would have looked like a style, wasn't it?
No, it was awful. I had to buy a wig. I had to buy a wig and put it on.
I see.
And he said, come tell me what you want to do and let's see what we can do. I got there and said, hey, so I'd like to do one show, like an hour on Saturday night for women, or a children's show on Saturday afternoon, or 1 hour a week. Would like you to host a mid-morning show every day. I said, wait, that's every day. The mid-morning is a big deal. I love mid-morning radio in Ghana. I listen to mid-morning radio. Mid-morning radio is part of my daily routine. Sometimes I don't even listen to the morning show. I just wait for the mid-morning show and then I tune in. So I know it's a big deal, and you don't want to gamble with that. You need someone who's experienced, who can carry this very well for you. I'm not a good choice. I think I'm comfortable on TV. I would like to try radio, but I'd like to baby steps. I don't want to just jump into your everyday show. What if it doesn't go? What would you do? You can't start changing your presenters when you're new. What would you do?
And this was you who was looking for an opportunity. Yeah. At the radio station, and you were, giving them all the
because
all those negatives.
Among other things, I don't like to fail.
Okay.
I like to try things, and I like to give it my all, and I want to be good at it. I cannot try something if I feel that. Well, thing is, I will try, but I don't like to take huge, big steps. Baby steps all the time, because rushing has never ever been the way to go. If you rush, you crash. So sometimes, or more often than not, I just like to take it slow. I'd like to work here, but I want to take it slow. And he said, I believe in you. I'll never forget that. He said, I believe in you. And by the way, you're supposed to be dancing to this. And I said, okay, I'll do it. That was it.
Tell me about the first time you sat behind that console.
It was a messy mess. I didn't sit down. I was running around the studio.
Why?
They said, if you push this one, it's for the music, and if you push that one, you talk. Make sure that at no point are both of them down. I said, okay. So I pushed this one, and I say, hello, you're welcome to the zone on Star FM. And then I will run from the concert and say, what next? What do I do? And I'll come back in. I was a mess.
But you've settled down now, haven't you?
I have. And I think it's getting more beautiful every day.
I see. Now, you do television as well. You do an all-women's, Talk. And it's interesting that, growing up, you were not really the girly type. Here you are doing Tales from the Powder Room, talking about all of the issues.
Well, Tales from the Powder Room is not a girly girl show. It's a girl talk show, but it's not a girly girl show. Miss Malaka is a girly girl.
Okay. Definitely.
But Tales from the Powder Room is woman talk. That's different. And also, it's not just for women. In the beginning,
because I see a few guys pass through the show once in a while.
More men watch the show than women.
I know that. Yeah, I know that.
So now it seems like it's more for the men. But Tales from the Powder Room seeks to address social issues. There's so many things that happen in our homes and in our relationships.
Have you had any weird experience on the show before? Somebody expressing a very, weird thought or,
don't
way
they
of
always?
life or, like, give you an
Don't
example.
they always? I remember this particular show about lesbianism. A woman who was dating another woman or something like that.
Okay, so she was on your show.
A man realized that his wife had a girlfriend.
I see.
And then we had ladies coming to talk about it. Now, the views that were expressed on that particular episode were just awesome. I learned new things that day. I heard all kinds of things that day.
Tell me, so when they were expressing all of those thoughts, especially with the kind of confidence that they did, what was running through your mind? You're the host, you're sitting there.
Thank God for giving me this opportunity to learn these things and to be the one to ask the questions.
Well, you were
I'm
surprised?
sure viewers at home had questions and they'll give anything to be the ones asking the questions. They needed to know things. People sent in so many messages. The messages were too many on that day. People had questions. And I was glad I was the one
Was there
asking
anything
them.
surprising when you hosted those ladies talking about lesbianism?
Oh, not surprising, but very informative. Point is, every day is a new opportunity to learn, and there's no limit to the things you can learn, including facts about lesbianism. You'd be amazed at the things you'd hear.
I see. What happened after the show? You continued the conversation?
The conversation never ends. It continues on social media, it continues in the studio, it continues at home. People send me messages on my phone, people send me emails, people send me what they think via Facebook. People meet me in town and ask me, so last time on TV, you should have asked her this. Why didn't you ask her that? I experience that all the time in the bank, in the market, in the watcher queue, everywhere. People ask me questions and people ask me to bring those people back. Let's ask them this and let's ask them that. The conversation never ends.
Well, if you're still here, it's time with Naa Ashorkor. Naa Ashorkor is an actress, a broadcaster, TV, radio, and we're having a wonderful time here. She's revealed it right here on Autograph that the thing to become an actress was just like a joke. It all started as a joke. When we come back from these, I'll be asking her about her relationship with her husband. She did a bit of office romance. We'll talk about that in a bit. But this is Autograph, and I would like to say thank you once again to Alisa Hotel and to Gorgeous by Royal Dennis for making me look good. Thank you very much for staying here with us on Autograph, and I was really having a very good time with Naa Ashorkor here, talking about a whole lot of things. Let's talk about you and your husband. I mean, you worked with Charterhouse previously.
I did.
Yeah, and he also works with Charterhouse, plays a key role there.
He did.
He did, okay.
Yes.
But you met, where did you meet anyway?
We met in school at GIJ.
Oh, you both met in GIJ?
Yes.
Okay, but my interest is the bit about Charterhouse because it would sound to anybody like office romance.
I don't think so. We worked in different departments. If you know Charterhouse very well, there are three departments. There is events, there is production, which is now
Sure.
GH1, and then there's advertising. He was in the advertising department, multiple concepts, and so even though we worked for the same company, we were hardly ever in the same building.
And you never met in the line of work, like on a regular day, maybe
No.
in the corridor,
Oh, you mean like that?
You're going to do a presentation and there he is.
Well, the thing is, he used to pick me up to work, so we came to work together.
I see.
So we came to work together.
Did everyone know about the two of you?
Yes.
I mean, everyone around you knew
Yes.
about the two of you? So
Yeah.
how long did you date
Because
before marrying?
before I worked at TV Africa, and he worked at Charterhouse, and I used to walk to Charterhouse every day at lunchtime. So I was coming to Charterhouse anyway, even before I started working there, and we used to go have lunch together. So I was there all the time. So people knew, everyone knew before I joined the company.
How many years did you date before,
About 7.
7?
Yes,
That's
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, in regular, in everyday, you know, in the recent Ghanaian setting for young people.
I met him on my first day at school in GIJ.
What did he say to you?
Oh, we just said hello. His name was on the notice board and his telephone number was there as, you know, the SRC something. So if you had any questions, trying to get a hostel and stuff like that, you could call these numbers. And his name was there. So I called. Said, hey, your name is on the notice board. Can I speak with you?
That's exactly what you said?
Yes. And he was standing there at the notice board when I called. So he said, you just called me. And I was like, oh. So I checked the name on the notice board. I said, oh, that's you, right. Okay. So my friends and I have some questions. And that's how.
What was your first impression of Mr. Adodoaji, who's now your husband?
He was extremely serious. And I like that. Like, very serious.
So was that the turn on? Was that the, what's
no, absolutely
the point
not.
of attraction? That's what I'm interested in.
I think, you know, we became friends after that first day. GIJ is a very small place. The people you talk to are the people who become your friends. Possibly till you're done with school. So we became friends, very good friends. He helped me with my assignments. I helped him write articles, stuff like that.
I see.
So we were friends for a while, and then we started dating. And
so at what point did it, you know?
I have no idea.
You don't.
I don't know how it happened.
What about the marriage proposal and all of those?
We have been talking about it forever.
I'd
like to say that there was a fairy tale, something, and then something happened, and then he popped the question. I was like, oh, no.
I think people who think like that watch too much TV.
I think they watch too much TV too. But the point is, we had been talking about it forever.
Oh, I see.
Know, so it's something we had been talking about since forever. And then the time was just right. So we got married.
So on the day when you popped the question, it was not so...
No, there was no question popping. We had planned to, you know what, let's get married, say, in 2015. Okay. So let's get married in 2015. Okay, so in which month would you like to get married? Oh, I think I'd like to get married in October. Okay, let's see how it works. All right. So, you know what? It's not really up to us. Let's go and ask your church. Okay. So, hey, if we want to get married, how long do we have to tell you? You have to tell us this month's advance. Okay. So if we want to get married in October, we have to tell you by, say, June. Okay. You know, that's how it was.
So it was a seamless run.
Yeah. So
nothing.
Yeah.
It was.
The fun part was talking about it. Like, so what kind of wedding would you like? So how would the dress look like? So should we have a color scheme, or should we do it in the church? Or should we just travel and go far away and just the two of us get married and put pictures on Instagram? So that would be the point of reference. They got married, we saw pictures on Instagram. Or should we have it in Accra and invite our family? Or should we invite everybody? Should we just have 100 people? Should we have just an open wedding for everybody? You know, that's how we got to get married, by talking about it so much. And then we did.
He plays a very, very, key role. He supports you a lot. I realize that.
He does.
I see. All right. Now, we'll have to wrap it up here. What do you want to do going into the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, I hope to be able to do my own productions. I hope to grow in my radio career. I hope to grab all the possible awards there are in radio. I hope that my venturing into radio will be one of the best things that I have done. I've only just started, but what I'm working towards and what I pray for every day is that I'll not be just another person who did radio, one of the greatest people who will be spoken about in the history of radio on the continent.
So watch out for Naa Ashorkor. She says that she wants to be one of the greatest things ever to happen to radio in this side of the world. Well, thank you so much for making the time, squeezing the time to be here. Mrs. Adodoaji, I call you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, Mrs. Adodoaji. All right, so thank you very much for joining us here on another edition of Autograph. Very revealing as always, and I have the pleasure of sharing the company of Naa Ashorkor, now Mrs. Naa Ashorkor Adodoaji. Most of you used to know her as Naa Ashorkor Mensah Doku. So I'll be back next week, same time, with another edition of the show with more revelations, getting close to your favorite people. Once again, I say thank you to the management of Alisa Hotel Northridge, and I say thank you as well to Gorgeous by Dennis, my stylist. All right, thank you very much. My name is Nathaniel Attoh.